Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Brixalo, back here with another city update. And as you can see, I've made quite some changes to the city. But before I get to the major changes, I kind of want to highlight some of the other things that I've done. So starting off over here, as you can see, I've started to slowly add a couple vehicles into the city. This is mostly just to kind of just to get an idea of kind of how it's going to look like. I'm going to start to add minifigures as well. I just kind of want to add some vehicles because whenever you start to add vehicles, it kind of gives the city a little bit more life, as it looks like it's an actual city. So specifically here in the park area, what I've added is I've added the ice cream truck. And the reason why is, like I said, my long-term plan with this is to make this a small little park, and something you would find in some parks is, an ice cream truck, especially if it's on a summer day, although these leaves up here, it doesn't look like summer, but still though, it's something that I wanted to add here. And so that's why I moved the truck over here. And I think in my previous city I also had it here in this corner, but that's why I've added it here. I've also added the car from the diner there in the middle. Down there you'll see the other, that was the Lego Ideas car. But then something new I've added and actually purchased was the crane. I forget which set number this is, but this is one of the newer Lego City cranes that just came out this year. And the reason why I bought it was there's two parts. First, let me fix the little cone here. So the first part is this is a much wider vehicle, and I wanted to buy it in order to kind of get a gauge of what is kind of the biggest kind of vehicles I can add to the city. And so this is 8 studs wide, so it's kind of its widest point, it's 8 studs wide, so it's kind of, it fits there I would say perfectly. But that's about as big as like a vehicle I can add into the city. But then also I want to add it because I definitely want to add some kind of building that's under construction, and so this is part of the reason why. But the other reason why I decided to buy this vehicle is because along with it, it came with this. This is the 8x16 plate I was talking about in the previous city update. I wanted just so that way I can have inside the city. As you can see, I need to add the center line here. I just put one of the blank tiles here. But overall, I want to put that in there so that way my goal is that everywhere there's a crosswalk, there would only be one crosswalk. So eventually these will get replaced as well with the ones that don't have the crosswalk piece. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, that's kind of some of the more minor changes. The next things I'm going to show you guys is some of the more bigger changes in the city back there. So some of the bigger changes I've made to the city is back here in the back, towards the back of it. And what I've done is I've actually went ahead and added 3 more modulars. The diner, assembly square, and the Parisian restaurant. And I've added it in this order because I thought this would be the best looking order. And I'll explain what I mean. So right here, starting off, we have the diner. And I put it next to the detective's office because this gives it more of a retro, older vibe, especially because of the way the two buildings look next to each other. So I was really happy I was able to fit it there. And then if you notice towards this corner here, the diner, it has that curve, and so it gives it a really nice corner look to it. This isn't a corner building, but in my previous city, one of the previous cities that I had like a corner just because of that curved design on the sign. And so, I decided to fit it there just because I think it looks really well there. Also, I've added the little boutique taxi there. Something else I've added is the assembly square, and this was kind of the centerpiece here. Whenever I've worked on the city, I always wanted this towards the back, and the reason why is because it kind of gives it that that city look, especially when you're coming down a main street. There's always that usually there's like a government office at the end, and so I decided to do the assembly square because it's just kind of a gathering place for minifigures to like get together during big events or anything like that. It's kind of where everything's happening. But yeah, these are kind of the 2 areas. As you can see, I've also started experimenting back here. I've added a T intersection back here, along with just, some more crosswalks here. But yeah, just kind of playing around with this. These aren't the final designs of this area back here, but it's just kind of getting an idea of how it's going to look like. But let me move around and I'll show you guys the other building. Okay, so I have moved the camera around and I kind of want to show you guys the other side. As you can see, the diner is right here. And so across the diner, I have placed the Parisian restaurant. And the reason why is because I really like the way it looks on this side of things, especially because of the area to the right of it. There's a little facade restaurant area where minifigures can kind of walk up and eat outside. And I really wanted that next to an open area, mostly next to a road, just because it kind of gives it a more open area, especially for minifigures. You know, you could put a building next to it, but when it's like that, it's kind of gives it a more open area space, which I really enjoy and I really like. And that's why I've placed it there. So that's pretty much it for this back area here. As you can see, I've put it all next to the assembly square. My plan is to continue building out the roads. For the most part, most of the modulars you see here are some of the bigger ones that I've added. I basically have 2 more left to add. Well, this one, which is my custom mob. But I have the residential area or building from the bookstore, and I have the town center house thing from the pet shop. So I'm going to add those on both sides of the assembly square and kind of going to make this a residential-ish area towards the back. And like I said, I'm going to continue to expand out the road from where it is now. You know, it's not its final configuration, but it's just kind of there to give you guys an idea of what the plan is. But overall, let me give you guys one last overall look at the city. It's coming along quite nicely. I'm liking the progress of how things are going. There are other things to make considerations for. So once I finish this core area and add the buildings, I'm going to start filling in some of the gaps. So for example, this back area here, put some mills plates back there just as open area. And then on this side, I want to basically continue this road. As you can see here, I have a little corner piece here, and I'll place another one on the other side and basically create another road on this side of things. But what my plan is on this end is I'm going to have a train station. So I'm going to add a train station there along with a couple buildings. And to that fact, I still need to kind of look and do some analysis of kind of how the train layout will be. I'm still planning on having a train loop. It's just going to be one singular loop with no connections. But yeah, so I'll have to plan that out and start to put those on a Mills plate as well and integrate those with the city. But overall, I hope you've really enjoyed this city update. I made some changes I'm quite happy with. Let me know what you guys think. I always really enjoy reading your guys' comments. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, just to keep, you know, updates on the city. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.